You clicked on this video, you know what you're in store for. So good it's bad doesn't even do this one justice. Not as good as the first review I did last year, but it's a hell of a film. 1 minute pitch time. Have you ever wanted to watch a movie in retrospect of the most basic detective douchebag who goes hunting for a miner wrapped up in Leatherface's cult to kill all men? This Egyptian feminist extremist cult turns on the child, who's Linnea Quigley, and ends off with a fight scene straight out of Texas Tune. Oh yeah, the cult's full of LA Elvis-loving hookers. That's our film, and man, they really try to make you love this detective douchebag.
Being a dick is a 24-hour-a-day job.
But this dude is hunting for the missing girl who we thought was a minor, but once it's revealed to be Linnea Quigley, it's obvious they have to bang. That's a bit weird. At least by the time this movie came out, she was about 30, so it's not that weird, but I mean, it's still kind of set up strangely. The whole movie is a landfill of straight one-liners.
Must be the way we pound nails.
What's the matter? Chainsaw got your tongue?
Well, Hermie, it looks like your calendar idea was ahead of its time.
Another notable thing about this film is it's probably the only movie out there where everyone out-nakes Linnea Quigley. Well, sorta, especially Michelle Bayer. Although, thank God, Gunnar Hansen does not get naked. The film also is directed by the fabulous Freddie Valentine, who's going on to do a million projects, multiple films I've covered in the last 5 years. And, you know, we all center around this cult that goes back thousands of years, even though chainsaws have not existed more than 100 years. They just saw Hooper in the Texas 2 fight scene with a chainsaw and decided to write a whole movie about it. At least they went out of the way to add some hookers. And then they had to add the extended version dance of the double chainsaw. Moral of the story, make sure your chainsaw's full of gas. The police in the film were all dopes. The lead detective douchebag isn't even the worst of them, considering at least he defeats the cult and saves Linnea Quigley in the end. But everyone else in the station are all pure idiots. They just show up with mere minutes left and just play cleanup after the climax already settles. Absolute dopes. I mean, you would even argue that, you know, Detective Douchebag doesn't do a whole lot, considering she kind of saves him in the end, too. But the only thing that makes up for all this is the signs for the temple that the cult hides in public assets. I mean, that's just amazing. All of that aside, the true marvel of the film, they were able to shoot this in 5.5 days throughout multiple weekends and talk about a tight timeline. And after all that, the premiere video online is just pure gold.
It's been the premiere of Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers, where it's been...
I'm Dookie Flyswatter, and I say, go see Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers. It'll rip out your guts, baby!
The film has a few big names, 3 I've already stated, and cult film frequenter Fox Harris has a small role known for Repo Man and Forbidden Planet. Believe it or not, the real standout of the film isn't any of them. It's John Henry Richardson, who plays Detective Douchebag here and is straight up hilarious in the film. His line delivery is on point, and some of the jokes feel ad-libbed at times, but I have no real proof of that.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry I had to cold cock you like that.
Director Fred Olen Ray was not playing around with this one, spending $50,000 to $58,000 to make it in just 5.5 days. An adult film company had rented out the Egyptian theater for the premiere in that amazing clip I showed you. And, you know, even a Planet 9 from Outer Space actor dropped by for the event. So that had to have been one hell of a night. The movie itself is fairly funny. The one-liners are solid, and some scenes are put together fairly well. The best example of this I can't show due to community guidelines, but our lead argues with his girl, and he narrates a drastically different conversation over top of it with, honestly, ideal line delivery from Richardson. It's something you kind of just have to watch to understand, and then it all ends off with a sequel stinger, Student Chainsaw Nurses, which, of course, was never made. But best way to explain this classic is
Heaven. Heaven for guys who like big tits.
the film highlights everything from real hookers, TNA, both bees of horror, boobs and blood, Linnea Quigley, the virgin double chainsaw dance, Leatherface as a titty cult leader, Elvis lovers, Detective Dickhead, Jeffrey Dahmer at the bar, headbutting unruly women, and puns. A whole lot of them.
Well, different strokes for different folks. That's what makes a Super Bowl. What's that you're drinking, anyway?
It's a screaming orgasm.
Somehow I knew it would be.
I had stumbled into the middle of an evil, insidious cult of chainsaw-worshipping maniacs. I had to wonder if we'd let our religious freedom go too far in this country, or maybe our immigration laws were just too lax.
I'd like to thank you all for joining me for my 5th consecutive year doing October reviews, where I drop a different horror movie review every single day. 2nd year on YouTube, and we kicked this one off with a strong one, an exploitation classic, Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers. I just had to do it. Last year we came with Frank and Ogre. This year we gotta come with Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers. How am I going to kick it off next year? I have no idea. But make sure you stay tuned. I'm dropping stuff every single day. I believe they all drop at 7 a.m. Eastern time, so make sure you keep an eye out for that. And I'm still putting stuff up. I'm going to put up some regular comic book videos throughout the month, just so I still have some sort of content going up for the comic book stuff. It's not going to interfere with the October reviews at all. It's just going to be a bonus video later in the day. Probably to put up, 2, maybe either one a week or one every other week, something like that. I don't want to completely overdo it with uploads. It's already going to be a lot with daily uploads. And of course, follow me here on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, of course, where I drop stuff all throughout the week on Facebook and Instagram. I'm always posting about different stuff, my tales from a hunt and all that. Everything from comic books, movies, stuff like that. And of course, Facebook group Fandoms Unleashed, where you can have your own discussions, see an inside look at Connor's comics, behind the scenes, stuff like that. You'd have polls for upcoming videos. You could even have polls for what movies I review. I always put up every year at least one poll about where people can throw out maybe movies I didn't even have on my list. So make sure you follow me there, and it's all linked down in the description. Until next time, peace. See you tomorrow.
Offer you the virgin dance of the double chainsaws.